Hi, Eric.
Hey, Jan, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Hanging in there.
Where is everybody?
Yeah, I don't know. They usually roll in a couple of minutes after the 30-minute mark. Yeah, and I'm enjoying the visual of the kind of three identical doors behind you. I'm imagining that you're preparing for a session on the Monty Hall show or something.
Oh, yeah. Behind one door is a car.
Exactly. Hey, Seth, how's it going? Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, Bird Rock.
Hello. Push some last minute updates for you. Sorry, you'll
Oh,
need
nice.
to pull again.
No problem.
It's more exciting when you get it right in under the wire.
I know. Yeah, leaving us in suspense.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we'll wait a minute, see who else is able to drop in, and we'll get rolling. All right. Well, we'll see if anyone else drops in. But why don't we go ahead and get started? I had a couple of discussion topics around some of the other project lead life cycles. I'll also go ahead and share my screen with the notes. Cool. We have passed the nomination period for both the CAPI and the CLI project leads. And Seth and Alex are the only ones nominated respectively. So I wanted to ask for a request for their confirmation as those leads. So any objections? All right, sounds good. Congratulations, Seth. Welcome officially to PMC fold.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion topics?
I don't have much from the foundation. Summit's registration's going well. We did just close the voting for co-chairs. So those folks will be notified soon when we get that confirmed soon. I will say if anyone would like to do a hands-on lab at CF Summit, I'll be starting work on that now. So if there's any projects people want to do hands-on, Andrew's already spoken to you. Yeah, any projects that thinks would benefit from running a hands-on lab in addition to CFP stuff at Summit, open to that. And also if there's any, just a reminder, if there's any notable releases that are coming out or have come out and anyone wants to do a blog post or something like that, please just reach out.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I realized I had one more thing I wanted to mention. So the revamp of the technical governance continues to move forward. I guess I'm expecting that we'll start getting things in place to actually form the technical oversight committee pretty soon, or to run the initial election for that. And so within that governance group that again meets on Fridays at 8 a.m. Pacific, and that everyone here is also certainly welcome to drop into and to discuss items about. We've started thinking about seeding that initial structure for the TOC so that they don't have to start from a completely blank canvas. And so in particular, we've been talking about potential options for working groups. And I think it was about a week and a half now in the session we had on the 16th, we found it was a little more productive to try and collaborate on those ideas spatially on a Miro board. So I had made one which is now public. It is password protected, which is we'll drop into the chat here as well. Password is working on it. Anyway, if any of you are inclined to have ideas about that, or if you want to play around with that, there's also an associated PR that we were starting from on the community repo. So again, this is going to become much more concrete and relevant in the next few months as we transition over to the TOC structure and probably these working groups. So that's where we want to be soliciting input about the potential structure for those that would inform what the TOC wants to set up once they're elected. The frame that we were playing around with is largely representing an initial cut that the other Jan van Loewenstein from SAP had proposed on that issue. But again, we're not necessarily tied to that. I think if we can be expansive in thinking about how we'd want to set up those working groups that would subsume the current project teams and the PMCs, then that'd be great. I'll drop a link into the Miro board and the PR with that password in the notes too, once I finish up the updates from this meeting. Cool. If there aren't any other general discussion topics, I think we can move on to the project specific updates. Seth, looks like you have a few points about CAPI. Would you want to speak to any of those?
Sure. Yeah, we were continuing work on various space manifest diff bugs and integrating with that with the V8 CLI, so that users will be able to see the diffs of their apps when they push. We also started office hours in the past couple of weeks, and that will continue. That successful. We had a lot of people show up and continue to do that, and hopefully, continue to be successful. We are also experimenting with tracking our work in GitHub rather than Pivotal Tracker, and we're hoping that that will surface what we're working on to the community at large in a better way, and more people can feel enabled to contribute and comment.
Yeah, that sounds great. Are you also using projects to organize those issues yet?
We're not using projects yet. Internally, we're still using Tracker to track some things, but yeah, we're most of the comments, just a priority. GitHub does not have a great priority besides projects yet. So, but yeah, all comments should be on GitHub issues now.
Cool, that's great. Is that on the Cloud Controller repo?
It will be on, yes, mostly on Cloud Controller NG, but whatever repo is relevant for that particular issue. Normally, still working out the different.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's pretty early on in thinking about the process. So cool, that's great to hear. Any other questions about CAPI stuff? In that case, why don't we move on to release integration with BirdRock?
Yeah, just kind of a slew of updates, keeping everything moving. Nothing like notable beyond the normal like bumps and small fixes and stuff for CF deployment and CF deployment concourse tasks. CF recates, we got another release. We got to keep Istio rolling because they don't support jump upgrades. So we'll have a note for the next upgrade that you have to do 3.10 before the next release, which we're working on integrating Istio 1.9.3 right now. And then there's also the inclusion of Irene 4. So just, a number of incremental updates to the product. That's about it for now.
Great, thanks. Any relevant related questions from anyone else here? If not, why don't we move on to Jan with CubeCF updates?
Hey there. So we still have issues with CI that are unresolved. Many PRs need to go through it 3-4 times until they pass. Unfortunately, nobody had time to really dig into this yet. I have some suspicion that there's something changed in the Google Cloud API stuff, and that some of the scripts get responses that are then failing some JQ queries on them when there's more than one VM running at the same time, because it seems like if I just push one pipeline through concourse and only one branch of it at a time, the chances seem to be much higher that things go through than if several clusters run in parallel. But anyways, so this is still unresolved. We do have a new Quarks operator that actually has working Bosch drain support, which is great. But that shows us that actually a lot of the drain scripts don't work with kubectl because they rely on BPM and Monet and the PID files. And especially if the process is running in a separate container, then this does not work immediately. So we're still brainstorming what to do about this. It's the IBM guys are kind of taking the lead on this so far, but yeah, we'll need more discussion to see what can be salvaged, and maybe some of the drains can also simply be ignored. I mean, the most important one is the Diego Cell stuff, that applications can be migrated over without downtime for users. For other things, it's, I think, not so important that the drains really work properly, but we'll see. It's also still ongoing. And that's all I have for now.
Yeah, thanks, Jan. I saw the, I think now very long thread where you were talking with Richard from IBM about some of the issues that exposed. So yeah, it'll be fascinating to resolve.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There may be a chance that some of the drains are running on the right container. So I'm sure we can expose the PID files as long as you're running inside the same container, then it should work. But any cross-container cleanup, or like when the cloud controller is terminating Nginx or the local worker processes, they run in separate containers. So there's no easy way to terminate them. But yeah, maybe this is too much detail for this meeting here. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we'll have something next time around.
Yeah, that that might even be good to keep an eye out for in case there's any changes that come into CAPI release that would address any of that. Again, if those end up being higher priority draining issues to solve on kubectl.
Yeah, I think Richard pointed out that some of the drains have been updated recently, like I forgot something he pointed out. But it was a recent change from this year in the drain scripts for one of the components. So, well, needs more research.
Definitely.
That's it for me.
All right, thank you. Any other topics we want to cover before we close things out for today?
I don't think so. I just have one note on your updates about governance. We have something in our backlog to update some of our governance models for things. So definitely keep me in the loop. Because right now we have sort of template stuff sitting there that's not totally realistic.
Got it. Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Appreciate you all dropping in, and I'll see you in 2 weeks, if not before then.
Wow. Thanks, Eric.
Bye-bye.